most of the women are involved in either OnlyFans, dancing, or pornography. We have one entrepreneur in the house.
Welcome to Vegas.
I think only two girls here don't do any sex work, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think only two girls here, right? Well, what cleaning business? You used to, then you left, and you stay at home now.
I'm
still a musician.
She's still in it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's still in it.
She's still in it
for me.
For you?
My
Okay.
book, yeah.
Okay. A question: before you got married, did he have like rules, like, hey, you need to like delete all your, delete your OnlyFans, delete all?
It was definitely a conversation. He does not allow it, but I also willingly did that because I love him. It's easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
He didn't have to ask, but
No.
it came up. What about Jake? Any of you guys have anything? Rollo, Mike.
I was say that's love.
Yeah, I mean, if you like a guy, it should be easy if you like a guy.
Remember, I always say it's like you shouldn't have to ask those questions. That should already be part of the bargain, right?
Respect factor.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to ask a girl to like stop sleeping with other guys. If
Let me see your phone. No, it's already there, right? If that's the case, and that's the case, that's. I think that's probably the first time I've ever heard that answer.
Really? Wow, that's sad.
Okay.
Well, because a lot of the women like are on OnlyFans or they're on something else, and like I think a lot of the times like we you guys use this question quite a bit.
Let's
right?
ask everybody
which
right
is,
now.
Yeah, which is would you give
ladies,
up your
put a
OnlyFans?
raise your hand if you would give up all of your social media, including OnlyFans, in exchange for a man that you're going to marry. Raise your hand if you would. If you would.
I need to know the details. Like, I need to know what we're talking here. Like, is this man full provider? Like, full provider man, down as fuck. But I need it, like, locked down.
I got too many bills.
As long as I have my business pages, I don't
I have
care.
a lifestyle to maintain.
It's easy to give up
I don't care what they
OnlyFans,
think.
but the rest of the social media, like, completely, why?
I'm just asking if you
because
would,
you're
you would do it.
advertising your sexuality.
What if your Instagram isn't about that? Like, what if your Instagram's about, like, lifestyle or something?
Depends on what the lifestyle. I mean, are you like a rancher with like rabbits or some shit like that?
I think what they're getting is, are you gonna stop thirst trapping when you lock it down?
For a husband, absolutely.
No, am I wrong? Is that kind of what we're going for?
Confident man, it shouldn't fucking matter.
All right, real quick for the ladies. Well, before, because I know you guys are talking about this, but I have a question here. It might take you a second to think about it, but what I want you to do is I want you to tell me or think about, right, how has your career affected your ability to meet a man and be courted? I want the good, the bad, and the ugly. So 3 different scenarios here. One more time. How has your career choice affected your ability to meet and be courted by men? The good, the bad, the ugly. All right? So, sorry, you guys were saying something?
No, Melissa, what do you think? Is your career choice working at Sapphire, has it affected your ability to date?
No.
Can you get the microphone?
No, it has not.
Well, so
I think it actually made it better. Like, I ended up in a throuple situation.
That sounds incredible.
I dated my boyfriend for a year, and then like
twice as many
Yeah.
lovers.
And just so you guys know, I'm going to take this question and start here and then work my way this way. So just think about it. Good, the bad, the ugly. How your career choices has affected your ability to meet and be courted by men. Sorry.
So honestly, I don't think there's no like bad or ugly in my situation, because I feel like ever since I started dancing and doing OnlyFans, like my life's been very positive.
Have you met any man who has judged you at all for dancing that you've been attracted to?
Yes, I was actually talking to this other guy. We did it for like a week. Actually, like he just broke up with me like a week ago. I was talking to him, but he was like,
I have the same question. I know exactly where you're going, Mark.
What about that throuple you were in?
Yeah, what about the throuple?
Connecting here.
well, I mean, they were at home waiting for me. I would go see this man, but
But he broke up with you. Hold on.
business.
Did he break up with you because of the OnlyFans, the stripping, or the throuple? Which one of the three?
He did not know about the throuple. He just thought it was just me and him.
So you're cheating.
Well, you know what? He knows now. Keep going.
Yeah, he knows now. But he was like the only man that actually judged me from dancing. But he met me at Sapphire, and then we like started talking or whatever. And then he wanted like to date me. So I was like, okay, but I mean, I guess it was more like a sugar daddy.
Exactly, business.
But yeah, so like we were all on the same page, but like I was willing, but like, yeah, he like broke up with me a week ago, but he was the only one who judged me with everything I did, and he was like, oh yeah, I'll support your OnlyFans and whatever, but I don't think he liked it because like he just broke up with me like a week ago.
A trick, try not to be a trick.
Yeah, he wanted more like the
Trick in
girlfriend.
denial.
He wanted
A
more
trick
like
in denial.
girlfriend experience, and he did not want to feel like a sugar daddy. So like I provided that until he did not like anymore. And
Typical.
it's crazy because just a few days before he broke up with me, he was like, yeah, like even if you have to have, because I only collab with women right now. But he was like, if you need to collab with like a man or whatever, like I'll still support that. But I don't know what happened to him. He's just like,
girl, he didn't want to pay your bills, girl.
I know, right?
Come on, you know better. Girl, please.
They meet you getting your money, but they don't want to stick for blood.
But I don't think like that would be like my only bad experience I experienced from dancing and being an OnlyFans girl. But other than that, like my whole life been very positive. Like my life just turned around to like a positive side. Doing this, so I'm like very happy and I love it, and I'm a very sexual person already myself, so I love it.
You're like,
okay. What about for you? How's your career choices affected your ability?
So I've actually seen kind of both sides of the spectrum, which is very enlightening, I guess you would say. When I was younger, I did dance. I don't like to tell people that right away because I do feel like they have a preconceived notion since we are getting to the point of people judging and such. I learned a lot when I was young going...
Okay, just the good, the bad, the ugly.
I'll get to that. Anyway, so the good being...
The good being... girls here. Like, we got to make sure... We got to show her...
You let her talk for like 10 minutes, so let me just finish my answer. Thank you.
Whoa.
You asked me a question, so I'm trying to answer.
Stop.
You didn't go good, bad, ugly to her, so let me just kind of explain what I'm trying to say.
No. Look. Let me be very clear here. We have a question routine that we have here. Just answer the question nice and succinctly because she was going ahead and mentioning something. She was already talking before the question was asked.
All right.
So that's why I was like, all right, let her finish out so the rest of you can have time to think and come up with the good, the bad, and the ugly.
She got lucky.
That's my bad. That's my bad. I asked the question, and we kept going on. Go
Understood.
Go ahead, Tyler.
So I would say the good being in being ambitious and going for different things in my life. I would say it intimidates certain types of men, and that's totally okay. The good parts, I would say it's empowered me to be very independent and learn, what fulfills me, what I'm into, and then I guess the ugly would be kind of going back to that insecurity or intimidating, trying to be two alphas in the household or two bosses in the household doesn't always work necessarily. So I have to find someone that can kind of put me in my place since I'm used to always being like, in charge.
Is it hard to find, you think?
I do. I feel like it takes finding like a real man, like a man's man that is completely comfortable in his own skin and has no qualms about bullshit. And today's society, there's the men I feel like are just caught up in, and in the women too. I'm not putting one or the other. I'm just saying I feel like the priorities of the male have gone where it's tough.
It's tough.
It's tough.
So the good is you're ambitious and independent. The negative is men are intimidated by that.
Correct.
And then the ugly is it's difficult to find a guy that will deal with you.
Correct.
Thank you.
Are we responding at all? Or are we just getting
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So one, I want to affirm you because I appreciate you being honest because most people are liars, especially women. So I appreciate you keeping it real about something that could make you vulnerable. So thank you for that. Much respect. Consistently, we hear women suggest that men are intimidated by them. I think this is the biggest load of horseshit I've ever heard in my life. And as much as, what are you like, 5'3", 5'4"? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're 5'4". And why would anyone be intimidated by you?
I don't mean like physically intimidated.
No,
maybe they feel they don't have something to offer me because I can provide that for myself.
It's a metaphor. You're 5'4", you're a woman. You making more money doesn't make you more or less intimidating.
Just because it doesn't to you doesn't mean it doesn't to other men.
That's what I was getting at. Certain men that are comfortable in their own skin, they have no problem. They love that about me.
Is this like a hate women podcast? Because I didn't know what the fuck we're doing.
These guys are super nice.
Yeah, I know. I didn't realize I'm not about to be ridiculed because I'm a fucking boss-ass bitch.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that we can't lie and suggest that guys are intimidated.
We didn't say everyone, just like...
One second,
she didn't lie.
We don't have to say that they're intimidated when their value set is not aligned.
That's a great
Danny,
valid
how many
point.
times you gonna interrupt me? You gonna let me make this point?
But it's just like you saying every bitch is a prostitute that gets a sugar daddy. No, they're not. My mom had a sugar daddy, and she's not a prostitute.
If you let me finish and then you speak, then we can both be heard.
You're the typical example of a typing us women.
But no, when you're interrupting, then it shows why you don't get along in a relationship with a man. But if you just listen to me,
I don't want to get along in a relationship with a man.
And then I listen to you, then we can have a.
See, this is really relatable for me because I've had these conversations with men, and I've had to learn
because they're women
haters. I can be a boss bitch without being the loudest in the room or the biggest in the room, and that's kind of learning tact.
My life is really
and learning.
Peaceful. I don't.
Right, so this kind of behavior right here, this is when they call themselves alpha or they call themselves boss. Well, that's not alpha, that's not being a boss, that's being impolite, that's being rude, that's not being feminine.
You're being rude to everyone here.
Because we all have a chance to speak, but you're speaking while I'm speaking. Can you at least acknowledge that you were speaking while I was speaking?
I'm gonna stick up for.
I hear you, but can you acknowledge that you were speaking
I didn't know
while?
This was a women shit.
Can you acknowledge that you were speaking while I was speaking and I wasn't talking to you?
So we move this.
I'm fine.
We'll move this along, Taylor. A lot of times when people say,
I'm great."
A lot of times when people say intimidated, they mean like a preference.
This is like crazy.
They mean a preference. Does that make sense?
That was quick.
Yeah, it is because I'm not about to be fucking hated on because I'm a fucking woman. And like you literally,
I don't hear you hating.
You're leaving.
Having a discussion.
Of course,
okay. All right, then just leave.
Yeah, bye.
Babe, I'm leaving. Can I walk the fuck away?
Leave. Don't make it.
You can do that.
Yelling.
Oh, don't worry.
Just get up and leave.
Don't worry.
Angry.
Don't fucking tell me what to do when I'm
Very
getting up.
angry.
Just leave.
Yikes.
I'm leaving. I'm walking
Why
away.
are you yelling at
making
her?
look crazy now.
Making myself look crazy. All you do is ridicule women.
Did you ask why she was yelling?
I thought we were being pretty polite.
When you were
mean.
just yelling 30 minutes ago?
Very mean.
Yeah, okay.
Why are you yelling at the
I thought you were being pretty polite, but that's my opinion. We're just having a disagreement, pointing out points.
Nobody knows you. Shut up. You're a porn star. Shut the fuck up. She's fucking dumbass hoes talking shit.
Right, like,
okay, everyone settle down. We don't need to degrade anyone. Calm down.
Oh my gosh. We don't have to call each other.
We don't need to degrade anybody. Calm down. She may have been disrespectful, but that doesn't mean anything other than disrespectful.
We're pointing out points.
No.
The men aren't attracted to these boss women.
Yeah, fucking ridiculous, man. The people that know her whack out.
So that's what I'm getting at. I've had to find the happy medium between being a boss woman, but knowing that there's a time and a place for it, and knowing when I'm with my man or the right man per se, that I don't have to like knuckle up or like prove anything or like get all loud. And I used to be that. I mean, they've seen me get like that.
So many girls have done that. They drive away the alpha men that they're attracted to.
It's a fact. No, it is a fact.
They're attracted to alpha men and they keep driving them away. And that's what girls need to identify when there's this aggressiveness, and they're always attracted to the same alpha men, but then they go with them for a minute and they're too aggressive. The guy's just like, bye.
You could be a badass, confident woman, but you don't have to be aggressive.
It was simple. She hasn't. That's why she's single.
Breathe out.
The thing that I find strange is like it's dishonesty through redefinition. So we're talking about a boss, right? I wish she was here so I could say, okay, you're a boss. What's the highest number of employees you've had? It's the highest number of employees you've had since you're a boss. I have an eerie feeling that she's really not a boss. She's in the service industry and just doesn't realize
it's the vocabulary. I feel like the society has lost the vocabulary. We use words we say words that don't mean what we're saying, and that's why
which is also
people
known as a lie.
Totally.
So she's actually sitting next to a boss, but she's not a boss. And I think that's why she got so uncomfortable and she said, how can I get out of here so that I don't have to deal with this level of conversation? It was an escape move. And here's the thing, I've seen this before, same thing Adam 22 did. When he saw it getting hot on one person, he thought, oh shoot, I'm next. Let me do something and have an outburst so I can make an exit. When in reality, when I was talking to you, I have a lot of respect for you. You're an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. First thing I did is said, hey, let me acknowledge that you told us something you didn't have to tell us.
Thank you. And I appreciate that.
Right?
And I don't necessarily agree with everything you have to say, but I can respect you enough to hear your point of view and hope that you vice versa.
And we can have a dialogue.
We don't have to all agree on everything, but we should be able to talk like adults.
It's taking time, though, y'all, for me to get to this point. I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Now, we know she was lying and frauding because how is it that she's more mad than you are and I was talking to you?
Well, she's obviously triggered by her own issues, and I felt for her because I understand what she's trying to say, and I can agree to her points.
I feel
just think,
bad for her too.
I think, like me, I had to learn how to articulate my points of view in a way that truly made a difference versus making a scene or making it emotional.
You know what I think the difference is between you and her is that you have some level of competence and personality to where you can actually do something other than sex work. Then you have others who can only do sex work. And as far as personality, they actually have some sort of disorder. But as a female, you never realize because people are busy staring at your breasts and your butt cheeks. And so you think you're getting on in the world just fine when really most people don't like you.
99% of men won't be honest like you're being right now too. They'll just simp to these girls and kiss their asses.
You were making faces as he was saying. You disagree with his points. I noticed that you were making. Yeah. Okay, what do you do? Specifically?
You love me. You love me. Quit playing. No, you love everything about me. Bring that mic over.
I totally agree.
What do you disagree with specifically then?
Well, I feel for her because she wasn't upset because of that. She was upset because of the whole you were like basically just calling all of us a prostitute.
I don't think you did that, did you?
That's how I felt.
I didn't.
I don't think so either. But if I did.
There's nothing wrong with being a prostitute.
You feel me? Like, here's the thing. I've met a lot of chicks who are bona fide.
A sacred prostitute.
I met bona fide street strollers.
It's the oldest profession, guys.
I can respect it.
Really is.
I want to be able to respect your hoeing.
That'd be carpet.
You know what I'm saying?
Hunting. Yes, you're right.
I hate when you want to do it and get paid for it and call guys tricks. A trick, who does he patronize? A hoe. So she called him a trick, which means that you're the hoe. So you want to make the money and flaunt it, but you don't want to acknowledge what you're really doing for it. I love a chick who's hoeing I can respect. I know bona fide street strollers who say, I'm a hoe, my mom knows I'm a hoe.
I was going to get to that. I think a lot of women get in this industry and they try to convince themselves that they're okay with it.
Right.
And me, I've dipped my toe in the waters. I realized that wasn't necessarily for me and what fulfilled me as a human being. But by God, girl, if that's what you fucking feel good doing, rock that shit.
Yeah.
Rock that shit, own it, and do something with it. Make it build an empire. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't play victim. Own that shit and fucking kill it. Because there's nothing wrong with that.
You do realize that's exactly what she didn't do, right?
Oh, totally. That's what I'm trying to get at. I think a lot of women still allow themselves to be triggered because I think they haven't fully come to terms with what they're doing versus I love what the fuck I do. Right. I love it. Which is totally fine. There's no any negativity about that. I think it's amazing and it's empowering and brave and freaking badass.
50 years ago, a young lady like that, she would have went through high school, probably struggled through. And then once she got her high school diploma, she would have looked at her prospects and she would have done what most women were doing, which is get a man who can provide, be a housewife, and live her life through. That's what she would have done. Now in this modern world, not having access to that and that not being a typical model, then she goes out into the marketplace and says, how can I make money, A, and then B, how can I make money at a level that my lifestyle is Instagrammable? Right. Because that's what we promote. And that's where she's found herself right now. And frankly, she's lost and she's struggling.
How do you girls feel about it since you're in the industry?
Hold on.
Am I allowed to?
We're trying to go all the way around.